Real 111T here, guys. Just going to do a real quick video kind of tying in a little bit with the camp stoves and a little bit with the lighters. Okay. Different lighters to carry when you're out and about, backpacking, hiking. You know, if you're out for several days, you know, you're going to probably be carrying some form of fire igniter, lighter. You know, I have a fondness for the Zippos here, but the choice of which lighter you bring can also be related to your camp stove choice, because as I said in some of the other videos, you know, if you're running a white gas stove, okay, and you're carrying already, you know, up to a quart of Coleman fuel, why wouldn't you use a Zippo, a traditional Zippo, which burns the same fuel? You can refuel it indefinitely. You know, I usually try and pick the size bottle that's one size bigger than I'm going to need. I typically don't use the smallest one. It's I think there's a 22-ounce MSR bottle or a 0.6 liter bottle, which is what I commonly carry when I'm backpacking for a weekend. And then you know, if I'm out for more than, say, 2 days, then I might carry a 1 liter bottle, and that just gives me a lot of capability. You know, I don't have to worry about running out, basically, and as a result, I can always refill my lighter. Okay, but let's say this is too much. You know, you're out for just a quick trip, maybe 1 day, 1 or 2 days, and it's 3 season, and you don't need the big expedition stove. What if you're carrying something, let's see here, a little bit simpler, such as, you know, our Optimus Crux here. You know, there's lots of them, MSR Pocket Rocket, all kinds, real popular. It's probably the most popular sort of genre of stoves, okay? Now, to go along with that, you might carry a storm lighter. Now, this is the Zippo version, the Zippo Blue. It's kind of a cool little lighter. I just got this one back from getting fixed. I ran it through the dryer. Don't do that. But, you know, Zippo is a real stand-up company, you know, with a real kind of stand behind their product kind of ethic. And they've always had that, you know, we'll fix it free. And it was absolutely free. You know, honestly, I would consider what I did to that thing abuse. You might have seen it in other videos, and I said it wasn't working. Well, I took it down to the visitor center there in Bradford, Pennsylvania. I work in Bradford, so it's really convenient for me. And I dropped it off on Thursday, and I got a phone call today saying, hey, it's fixed. So it's been a pretty reliable lighter for me. If you decide to go with one of these, I call it a storm lighter. I've heard other people refer to these torch lighters as storm lighters. I don't know. You know, they're both wind resistant. They're not really wind proof. You know, a coworker and I were having fun just blowing them out, both of them. You know, so I don't know if the blue is a more robust flame. The torch flame is definitely hotter. You know, one thing about these that I really like is that when they decide to make this, you know, in keeping with their ethic of we're going to fix it free, you notice what they did here is they stuck with, let me pull it out, they stuck with a flint, a ferro flint, as the igniter, because it's hotter, more reliable, and user serviceable. And basically they wouldn't have to be replacing a bunch of piezoelectric ignition systems. You know, Zippo bought Ronson, and you can find there's I think a little $10 lighter that you can find at Walmart that's a Ronson lighter. That's one of these storm lighters, but it doesn't have the flint. It's got piezoelectric, and I had one of those, and it kind of puttered out on me, so it doesn't really work anymore. But conveniently, the Ronson ones aren't covered by the Zippo warranty. So yeah, you know, I got this one as a gift, but you know, if you decide to go with one of these and you have the butane, you know, better make sure that it's full, right? Except, check this out. If I come over here to my little bag of tricks, this little item by Primus. And it is a device. Let's see if I can get it focused back over here. That screws right onto your camping cylinder, and then lets you refill your Zippo Blue type lighter with your camp fuel. So that's a cool little option. You know, I think this thing was I got it on clearance at Gander Mountain. I think it was like $5. It's a cool little device to carry around with you, and basically lets you use the one fuel for both devices. Okay, so that's cool. Another thing that I like about the butane stoves, for 3-season use, mind you, is that you can get other sorts of appliances like this. This is one, you know. I also have downstairs, I've got a little backpacking lantern. It's a Coleman F1, I believe. It's a little one mantle lantern. It's not super bright, but it runs off these butane cartridges, and it'll give you a nice little illumination source for your camp at night. Usually carry a couple of these little butane cartridges, so you could definitely be cooking and have the light going on at the same time. So yeah, so basically my point is, I guess, just you could match your lighter to whatever fuel you're using for your camp stove, and then, you know, have it working indefinitely. You know, these traditional Zippos, they get a bad rep for running out of fluid, because, you know, whether you use it or not, over a period of a week or two, this thing's going to run out of juice. Okay, but if you can manage to refill it in the field, you know, it's a great little option to have. It's really ideal for lighting campfires and stuff like that. As you see, this one, as opposed to the blue, when you light it, it stays lit. You know, so you can get it down into your tinder, and you don't have to worry about pressing down on something. Yeah, it's very durable. You know, some of the other storm lighters that you come across, along the lines of one of these little jet flame lighters, they're water sealed. You know, they'll come in a plastic case, and the plastic case has no ring seal and a little cincher that cinches it down like an ammo can, and that's watertight. And I think, like I said in the fire implement lighting video, I think that with lighters, especially any lighter that has a ferroflint, the waterproofness gets really kind of overplayed, you know. While I'm sure that the little jet in here is more delicate, you know, if your wick gets wet, it might not work properly. But it might be just a matter of shaking it out, blowing out the water that might be clogging the gas nozzle or clogging the wick up, and trying again. The actual flint will still throw sparks. You know, there's nothing about that. I'm not really sure about how the piezo ignition works. If it gets wet, it probably doesn't work too well. And I really, to say that again, or to reiterate, I really recommend against using piezo ignition. You know, especially especially if you don't have a backup. You know, because that'll fail on you, and it'll fail on you suddenly. You know, and they all fail. I've had several of them, and you know, that always seems to go. But you see, you know, they're building this for durability, so you see that that they stuck with the ferroflint. So, just a couple thoughts on that, a couple different options. Thanks for watching.